Not too long ago, I finished DC's Elseworld Tale by Tom Taylor and Trevor Hairsine, DCEASED, and I have some thoughts on it. Hi, I'm Jordan the Nerd of Gold, and I finally finished I think it's Dead Planet, or War of the Undead Gods is the last one. That's right, it goes DCEASED, Undead Planet, and then War of the Gods, or something like that. You can look it up. But either way, I like this series overall. I've read every issue, the one-shot, the Unkillables miniseries, the little digital shorts that came out between all of this because of how COVID affected everyone's timelines. Overall, I think this is an interesting little world. I really enjoy it overall. I think everything before the last miniseries is strong stuff. I enjoy it. I think it's good stuff. It plays up on heartstrings a lot. It is definitely something that makes you want to understand, or needs you to understand, the connections between these characters to play on your sympathies. And some of these things are genuinely sad. There are some sad deaths in there. That being said, once we get to the final miniseries, that's kind of where everything goes a little bit wacky for me personally. We start to get to a scale where the threat of like dead zombies and everything becomes like too much. I mean, we get Mr. Mxyzptlk infected by this virus, and I'm just like, come on, we didn't need to go that far. We didn't need to do this. It was fine as just a zombie Earth. We didn't need to bring in the fifth dimension for this. It is fine for stories to ignore every DC character that kind of can easily fix their plot. I'm okay with that. This is fine, because in the multiverse, you don't have to have every character in every universe. There are just some universes where some characters don't exist, and that's perfectly fine. So like the idea of Mr. Mxyzptlk fighting Sinestro ring-wearing undead zombies Darkseid, it just feels kind of over the top in a way that took away the stakes for me. And also, when we're talking about that scale, the zombie virus thing kind of loses its stakes to me. Like, I get it once we're like going planet to planet and all that. That stuff is still kind of scary in the way that zombies are, but at this point we're also starting to talk about the entire Green Lantern Corps, superheroes of Earth and maybe even beyond, all starting to work together to fight this. And you're kind of like, well, the good guys do regularly save the world, so like it starts to lose some of the momentum it has for me in that regard. I don't think the last one really does it justice, especially once you introduce that the anti-life equation is actually just the messenger for an even older god that Ares and Darkseid are aware of and kind of are scared of, but not really, because they're easily goaded into fighting them because they're macho people who can be goaded into fights. And I don't really think adding that little god there at the end does anything. The anti-life equation being corrupted by Darkseid is a good hook. You don't need to add anything to that. That is perfectly fine by itself. It is a good little hook for a zombie story. But I think, again, by the time we get to the end, we're just moving up in scale in a way that loses all the stakes for me personally. Even though there are still some touching moments, Alfred becoming the Spectre is an unexpected, but I think good choice. I actually do like that part. Damian sacrificing his life, I do like that as a little arc for himself, but I mean, Batman having control over a cyborg who has like father box technology and Brainiac technology, that again, that feels a little much even for Batman, because I mean, like, if Batman knew that much, he would have had a counter for something like this too. And just, yeah, again, by the time we get to the end, it feels like we've lost the stakes and we're just trying to go as big as possible. So I feel like it doesn't end well, despite the fact that there is many good things that happen in this like whole series, from the original miniseries, the second one, the little spin-off miniseries in the Unkillables, and in, what do you get, the one-shot, and that little digital series. All that stuff's good stuff, enjoyable stuff. But that final one, like I said, it's just, it's a little too over the top for me. But let me know, what do you think about the DCeased universe?